AMD's Ryzen 7 9800 XD has been the gaming king. Now, AMD introduces the Ryzen 7 9850 XD. Same core count, same cache class, same TDP on paper, but higher clocks. So, the real question is simple. Is this real progress or just more power for a few extra frames? Let's break it down. Gaming, power, thermals, efficiency. What the 9850 XTD is. The Ryzen 7 9850 XTD combines Zen 5 CPU cores with second generation 3D V-cache. The goal is unchanged. Increase on-die cache, reduced memory latency, improve cache-sensitive workloads, especially games. Core count remains 8 cores and 16 threads. Total R3 cache stays around 96 megabytes. The real change is frequency. Maximum boost rises to about 5.6-5.7 GHz. That's roughly 400 MHz higher than the 9800 XD. Performance here is not just clocks. It's defined by power limits, boost behavior, and thermals under sustained load. The 9850 XD stays on AM5 and requires DDR5 memory. Good luck finding affordable DDR5 memory nowadays. The official TDP remains 120 watts. Platform compatibility is not an issue. For testing, we used Windows 11, PBO on Auto, and monitored power with PowerNetics version 2. Gaming was testing at 1080p, maximum settings using a very powerful GPU to minimize GPU bottlenecks and expose CPU differences. Across the tested titles, the 9850 XD delivers very consistent gaming performance. It leads in some engines, ties in others, and falls behind only where games strongly favor higher core counts or dual CCD scheduling. In Assassin's Creed Mirage, the 9850 XD is the fastest CPU tested. The engine favors low latency and cache, not extra cores. In Cyberpunk, the 9850 XD also leads. Here, cache and clocks matter more than core count. In Doom, the Dark Ages, it again takes the top spot. This is a highly latency-sensitive engine where the single CCD design shines. In Black Myth: Wukong, performance is essentially tied with a 9800 XD, while the 9950 XD improves noticeably when gaming mode is enabled. In Ratchet & Clank, the 9850 XD clearly loses. This engine strongly favors higher core counts and dual CCD layouts. In Resident Evil 4, at extremely high frame rates, scaling with cores dominates, and the 9950 XD benefits heavily from gaming mode. In The Last of Us Part 1, the 9850 XD remains ground as cache and latency matter more than brute force cores. The pattern is clear. Where the 9850 XD excels: cache-sensitive engines, low-latency game loops, titles that don't scale beyond 8 strong cores, consistent behavior without special scheduler modes. Where it falls behind: engines with strong multi-thread scaling, games optimized for dual CCD layouts, scenarios where gaming mode significantly alters scheduling. Compared to the 9800 XD, gains are small but consistent. Compared to the 9950 XD, results depend heavily on the game engine. Despite the same 120 watt TDP on paper, real-world power tells a different story. Peak power reaches about 163 watts. That's roughly 16% higher than the 9800 XD. Average multi-thread power sits around 121 watts, about 11% higher than the 9800 XD. Single-thread power jumps significantly due to higher boost voltage. This is the meaning of more energy. The CPU boosts harder, draws more power and sustains higher clocks. With identical core and thread count, efficiency is easy to judge. The 9850 XD trades efficiency for performance. Power increases faster than performance in many workloads. As a result, energy efficiency is worse than the 9800 XD, especially in multi-threaded tests. Under sustained load, the 9850 XD runs hotter. This is expected. It uses a single CCD, runs higher voltage, and concentrates heat in one hotspot. In Cinder-Bench R23 multithread, temperatures approach the high 70s Celsius in this configuration. By comparison, the 9950 XD often runs cooler, not only because it's more efficient in multi-core applications, but because heat is spread across two CCDs. The important part, thermals remain manageable. A good air cooler is enough. Better cooling simply allows higher sustained clocks. Here is my honest summary. The Ryzen 7 9850 XD offers only a minimal performance uplift over the 9800 XD, and it does so with worse efficiency. That means value depends heavily on pricing. The 9800 XD remains the value king for gaming. The 9850 XD is slightly faster, but not a meaningful upgrade for most users. The 9950 XD buys performance in specific titles, but not value, and gaming mode can be decisive. The Ryzen 7 9850 XD is not a revolution, it's a refined, higher clocked refresh, more performance, more power, worse efficiency, still easy to cool. Buy it if you want one of the fastest gaming CPUs available today and don't mind the energy trade-off. Skip it if you already own a 9800 XD or care more about performance per watt. More energy, more power, exactly as advertised.